Alright guys, here we are talking about a base that everybody should build. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I don't know, should you build this base? I mean, it's up to you guys. This might be a little too much for some people. For the people that just want to live in a little dinky little 1x2, now's your time to just click out of the video. But, if you want to build the sweatiest 1x2 build with all the metas attached and the best of the best with honors, and it's got, you know, it's got the furnaces, it's got the SAM sites, it's got external spawns, 3 floors. Guys, it's got 3 floors of shooting floor. It's got peaks. It's got the Widegap. It's got the gardening setup. It's got everything that you should probably be doing in the video game to defend your base. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't know. It's up for you guys to decide. You don't have to build the base like the way I'm showing here. You can upgrade it any way you want. I'm just gonna show you guys the basic construction. I'm not gonna furnish it. You guys can put the boxes wherever you want. If you need hundreds and thousands of slots of storage, then you can just put the boxes in the base. You know, there's tons of space to put the boxes. And I haven't put all the garage doors on, so I haven't done the calculation either for the raid cost. So I'll put that in later. But the weakest spot on the base is like a stone wall and like 2 garage doors. If they somehow MacGyver over the wall and get over the fence, and then like they ESP and they figure out the exact wall to remove, then yeah, it'd be like, I don't know, but like, I think like 12 rockets or something stupid like that. But like, they gotta deal with the sentry gun. I haven't really done I'll put it in the comments later and I'll calculate it. The weakest spot. Anyways, enough job owning. Okay, so here's the footprint of the build. You'd start off with a 1x2, but and then this would be the honeycomb and stuff that you'd add later. But I'm just gonna show you guys the footprint and start from the footprint. So here's the basic 1x2 to start. And so getting this triangle, there's multiple ways to get the triangle in there. And I don't recommend doing the triangle thing, because then you're telling people exactly where the loot is. But this base, I mean, you're not going to put all the loot in the main core. You're going to put guns upstairs and hide some loot around, you know. So, I mean, getting that triangle in there to start is kind of important if you're like really trying to load this thing up with all the loot. So in the beginning, you're not going to have ladders and stuff like that, so you just put down furnace. And so you know the garage doors are here. I'm not going to put on any doors, just so it's easy to follow along. You know, I mean, you guys can put down the garage doors and everything. So it is pretty easy to honeycomb the base if you build from the top here. So these interior walls will go to metal. The core will be high qual. Okay, so for the second floor, I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to have areas where you can put sentry guns and all that good stuff. Shoddy trap maybe. Now, going up to the next floor can be tricky if you don't have ladders and stuff like that, because like you're gonna need a way to get into the base, right? So the base access is always gonna be from the roof. So here's a loot room. You could just honeycomb it and not have a loot room here. This is going to be a false entry to the core. And here's you can have honeycomb here, or you could put a locker, whatever in there, right? So this second floor, you guys can decide what you want to do with it. But the main thing here is to slot sentry guns under here, shoddy traps, and the false entry down into the core. I mean, this stuff should go to metal. Okay, I'll just leave it like this. So here's the second floor. You guys can figure out how you're gonna furnish it. So third floor, you're gonna... Man, I hate when I do that. That's a pet peeve of mine when I build. Pet peeve. Get peeved. Alright, so you got the two areas here. Put shy, trap, loot. You guys figure it out. So you can have more honeycomb. And you're going to put doors here. You gotta be careful of the rollers. So you put a garage door here, a roller will stick through. So that's the one downside to using garage doors in triangle areas. I'm going to have garage doors here. And then so you might have another furnace jump up here. Or you can just have the hatch. Triangle hatch whenever you get it. And so now we're up on like the main area of the base. So you have a door here, and then so from here this would just be like your start, kinda. And you put wooden windows here. Whatever you gotta do just to keep them out of that area, or don't even go up that up to that layer until later in the wipe. So I'm gonna go like this, square, and then two triangles. And this is going to be the front door, or the back door. And then for the wide gap, you want to do two squares out. And then you want to triangle back. I mean, you probably wouldn't triangle. You wouldn't have to put all those triangles, because you're going to remove them all. But just get one triangle and then get this little foundation placement. So this is like a repair room, defense area, battery room. You got industry area, industrial area, whatever. You put the sentry gun in there. You could do this a little bit differently. Up to you guys. But it's like this because of the embrasure. I'm trying to use that embrasure meta here. And so you would put a bed in here, and then the boxes. So this is where you start to get your shooting floor ready. Oh, so I kind of did it. I did it wrong on the other side. You can have it lowered. I raise it up. I think it's better to raise it up because it makes the door camper have to do like 2 jumps in order to get inside. And you'll see when I build the walls, it actually makes it a lot easier to get the placement. Alright, so do the wide gap thing. So you can see it causes the guy that's in the compound have to jump around and get shot by a sentry gun here. So yeah, this should be raised up. It doesn't have to be. No, did that wrong. It's a square and then 2 triangles. So you want to raise these up as they can go. You can just leave this here for now. I mean, you might not want to leave that there because you won't be able to, you'll have to like chisel it out later. You get like 5 minutes of emergency time. So at this point here, you probably could start getting the compound walls up. So it's looking a little something like that. Like the roofs here. And so I'll show you guys for the walls. You know, this should be Twig. And I want Twig here for barricades. So I'm showing you all the spots where you're gonna put the scaffolding twig or whatever to put all the stuff up. So I have something like that. And then so I'll put the walls down. It's 12 walls. So what you want to do, I'm on 80 FOV, so I just line up the top of my screen to get perfect placement. And this placement is very important to get this right. So you just want to clip the 2 little support legs into the wall. And that way the guy can't get a little peek into your compound. Worst thing, right? See that a naked will come and investigate and he'll get information on your base if you leave a gap. And so for here, the reason why I raised it up is because you can line up the top of your screen to get the perfect placement. Hold Alt. And then what you want to do is you want to leave just a little bit of the door gap in between the door and the edge of the wall. And this is important because in order to get the furnace in the proper spot, you'll see. It's really tricky to get the furnace in the spot. So you hold Alt. And for here on this side, you can, I mean, if you pay attention to the barb too, and the legs that are clipping on the side, it's kind of hard to screw this up. And there you go, you get perfect placement for the barricade that's going to go up here. Oh, I didn't put the barricade on the bar. Need 6 barricades, I believe. 2, 4, 5. Yeah, you need 6 barricades. That'll be 12 blades. Now I got crosshair X so I can see, but what you want to do is you see the back support and the front support, and you want to overhang it. So I'm looking like right in between, or I mean the little plus sign there, and then that shouldn't break. And then it's just more of the same. Line up the top of your screen. Pay attention to the barb at the top too. If you want the more barb on the inside of the wall. And then so you're gonna bump it like that. Same kind of thing. Pay attention to the barb. And so the window you can back up a little bit more. Then you shouldn't have to rotate this because the barb is already going toward. You want the barb rolling. You look at the top there, see there's, I mean, I'm not sure how much that really matters, but it would appear based on visual appearance that the barb, you get more barb towards the barricade. So there you go. And then just look at the plus. And then if that was all done properly, then you should be able to get perfect wall placement. Now if you hold shift, you can get it even better. I don't know how much that really, it seems to snap automatically. So, I mean, I wish Face Punch would fix that, but just to be on the safe side, hold shift. There you go. So it's looking something like that. Now before I go to the roof, you're going to need a ladder. And when you get the large furnaces going, what you want to do is you want to put the ladder at the very edge of the building here. Get your large furnaces out. And what you want to do is you want to back up on the ladder. And you should be able to get this thing placed perfectly. You want to max out the height. See, that's why you need the ladder. Max out the height and then try to get it as close to that on these two wall, or the window and the door walls. You can see. Now if you put it too close, you won't be able to get your planter in here. Very important. Man's got to get his gardening done. So the gardening is just like that with the stone frame. You could do just a regular floor tile, but I mean you wouldn't be able to peek through it down into your compound. That's why it's a frame. And so yeah, you want to. The secret to getting the proper placement. I mean, it's not much of a secret. I'm telling you guys, right? But you want to overhang it just a bit on the edge here. And that way you get like a little you get a nice 45 placement. Just back up on the ladder and try to get it as high as you can get it. And you're doing your gardening. Forgot the ladder. So you can see it's a pain to jump up, so you can get a siren light. Just put a siren light here. That way you can get mobility easily through there. Now I wouldn't put the planter down until you get the furnaces down. Although, see, you kind of want to get teas going. If you're solo, you want to get the teas going as soon as humanly possible. Because you really need the pure wood and the pure ore, or you're just going to be doing so much farming. Best case scenario, you like find a bunch of farmers to like frag out on, but I mean that's not always the case. Depending on where you live too, that you'll never see a farmer. I mean like a ore farmer or like a wood farmer. And so yeah, the lights, I didn't say you want to put the lights here. I mean you get a lot of daylight, but you want to have your plants growing all the time. So in order to do this gardening too, like you're gonna have to get jerry cans. You could do some like crazy like water catcher setup, but honestly, jerry cans. Go to a river. Do a little PvP run, like leave your base for a bit, and that way, you know, you can just quickly saturate it, and then rainwater will saturate it during the day, whenever it rains. Or I mean during the night or whenever it rains, really. Get your planter, your siren light. And there you go. So the core is basically done here. I mean the interior part of the compound. And so yeah, you would put a bunch of doors, and so you get an airlock here. Doors swing open like that. You want a horizontal embrasure in there. I mean, that door placement is kind of obvious, right? Or self-explanatory. So we'll just go up. Okay, yeah, so for these barricades that overhang, to easily not, I mean, to not mess this up, just make sure the back, without rotating it, have the back middle leg touch that line. that tile. And there you go. Oh. Now, when you're doing the walls over there with the barricade, if you don't raise it up and you put the walls, you might not be able to get the twig out that you need. So just FYI. Right. So the compound's almost done. The only thing now is the siren lights, or not siren lights, the industrial lights. Get a bunch of industrial lights, and you're gonna want to put one here, here, and perfectly in the center of those. So now you won't be able to twig, or the raider trying to twig in won't be able to twig in. And maybe he can snake one up there. I don't think that's possible. Siren light here, or industrial light, sorry. And so to get inside your base, you need these barricades. And so, I mean, if the raider, or not a raider, but a door camper were to come kicking around, you know he's going to be in this spot right there. So let's get that in there. So if man tried to door camp you with a shotgun, hey, hopefully, and you put a landmine, but see the thing with a landmine is you're gonna have to keep remaking landmines. So you're gonna put the trap door. You don't got a trap door, well, I mean, you're kind of up shit creek. You could put a wall here, but you want to get maximum peeking abilities. And so for the frame here as well, you don't want to put a frame here. You want to put frame here because you want to get some fencing on that sentry gun. It's going to go there. So let's get a bunch of frames down here. So you'll see in a second. I mean, this is awfully similar to my tower video, right? So you're going to want to get a hatch here. Hatches. And then you're going to put frames in here for stability. And you could put a bunch of garage doors here as well. Up to you guys. I'm not going to put on any doors. I mean, the doors... doors can be, like, tricky to get, right? Getting all those gears. Just going to make a bunch of fencing. I'll build this and fortify, and I'll give you guys the exact everything. For those that might want that information. Now you put a sentry gun in there before you put the fence down. But I'm just going to put the fences down. And just... I mean, can you put a sentry gun through a fence? No, you can't. So, before you put this fence on... Put sentry gun. No, I'll put the sentries in there just for the sake of it. Now you should be able to run a wire, no problem, and you can interact with it through the fence. putting a bunch of frames here for stability. And so for the roof, you'll put one triangle here, and you put a regular roof, square roof, and then triangle roofs on these sides. And then for here, you put triangle, and that way you can put another. Well, you're gonna need a platform to shoot from, that's what I'm trying to say. And so you need to bring the stability up to get a roof there. Now you could have a little walkway up here. And there you go, roof's basically done. That's it. Now it'd just be a matter of getting all those windows on. And I'm not gonna do that for the video because I don't want, this video's already getting really long. And so for the spawns that are outside, you want to go 5 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then raise it. And then just go all the way back with frames. And on the center one, you're going to want this to be metal, so you can't soft side it out and then take down your whole thing in case you're offline for a long time. So in here, I didn't put a TC inside. I probably should go do that. Oh, I did put a TC. So this is going to make it so the raiders have to raid one of these external TCs to get your base. So I put a TC on the door side. And then in here, you're going to want some beds. I mean, if you're in a group, you put a bunch of beds down. And so it'd be kind of scary spawning in here. And so you want to, I mean, you put the rug peaks, right, guys? You know, rug peak the crap out of all these peaks. But to make it safe in here, just put those windows, have a hammer in there, and then when you are actually getting raided, then you can just rip one of these off and start battling. And so a door frame. There you go. That's basically the external spawn. Now, since they're out 5 foundations, you actually can spawn, and the other spawn won't be on a timer because they're, like you'll see in a second here. The bed will be blue, which will indicate that it's not stacked on another spawn radius of another bed. Put TC in here. And you see, oh, that's, so you can see this bed here, it's stacking with this bed here, but you see it will be blue, and that way you'll always have a spawn that you should be able to spawn at when you die. So I'm not too sure about putting beds in here, because that might affect that spawn. I don't know. Well, I still have to give this base a good trial run, but I'm pretty sure it'll be safe in the spawning department. And there you go. The base is basically done. Just a matter of getting all the windows on and getting all these turbines installed. So the turbine, you don't have to put it in the center, but I put it in the center. And then up here, I have to figure out a way to ladder up on your roof. It's going to probably require a lot of ladders. Like that. And so if you want like really simple like really, really simple electrical circuits and stuff, just use a splitter. So you'd have to go to Outpost and get a few SAMs. And then just put the SAM sites on here. These things are kind of expensive in the power department, 25, so you might have to hook one windmill with a splitter and then just from the splitter. If you want to like fly helicopters and stuff, then you're probably going to want to fly in low if you don't have like a smart circuit setup or something like that. Radio frequency setup. But yeah, there you go guys. Basically it. Now it'd just be a matter of slapping on all these windows. And I know it's kind of a lot. And same thing with the garage doors. So like you're gonna want to like really get these furnaces going. And I mean, if you guys see my recent video, I spent like literally an hour at launch site and I got like 3,000 metal or something like that, so shouldn't have any trouble getting metal for all this stuff. So I almost forgot the one important thing. So I was said in the beginning of the video that like, yeah, it's like a stone wall, 2 garage doors, maybe these are armored, and then there's your TC. So to punch up the raid cost, when you do get your tier 3 workbench, I know it's like, oh my god, you're gonna sacrifice the workbench like that? Take your tier 3 and put it on the weak spot. And now, so the weakest spot now would be this wall. So stone wall, 2 or 3 garage doors, and then your TC. So, I mean, whenever you're like starting to get shloaded in the video game, everything goes to metal, then now we're talking like, you know, it's up there now. It's up there. Where's the weak spot? So the weak spot's right here. So it'd be a metal wall, 3 garage doors, maybe 3 armored doors, ideally, and then your TC. That would be the proper way of doing it. And if you're wondering, there is the cost of the base and the external attachments. Not bad, right? Not bad. And also, something to be aware about with these external things is if they do somehow, I mean, there was that too high quality scene, that wouldn't be there because that would just be metal. But anyways, you gotta soft side it that in order to get through your shooting floor. But yeah, no, what I was gonna say is that so there's a lot of garage doors that aren't being accounted for in that cost. So be aware of that. And you could set up an industrial conveyoring system. So you could just easily pay the rent by having a pipe from there go to like a box that you put maybe over here. Alright, somewhere safe. Probably in here. And that way you can get a pipe tool, industrial out from here. Might be a little difficult getting around the window here. But you could run a pipe and pay your bills. That way you don't have to, you know, I mean, you put a conveyor on there, right? And so you could have a box that's just pulling the rent right out from the furnace smelting box that maybe you put in there somewhere. But yeah, that just wanted to tack that in there in the video. Alright. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like and subscribe button if you appreciate the content and want to see more. Stick around. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. And me hit the join button, whatever they call it nowadays. But yeah, guys, stay in the loop, and I'll see you guys in the next video.